Greetings friends and welcome to another video in this YouTube channel. Today I'm going to demonstrate another great new functionality from Veeam Backup for Microsoft 365 version 8, and it is regarding the restore operator activity. By the way, let's take a look at one of the small enhancements on the mail settings on the explorers. Now we can select the modern authentication from Google and Microsoft. We have as well some enhanced extended login here, but anyways, that was one of the improvements on the explorers to get to use modern authentication. So now, if we go back to the restore operator activity, for years we have been doing some sort of extra work with the Grafanas, or just using the REST API from the product to get this information and put it somewhere else. As well as using the REST API, you could get emails, but it was a bit static because you could just only select one email address, for example, and then it will trigger those alarms or those kind of some sort of notifications for absolutely all single users or SharePoints or OneDrives, etc., etc. So what I'm trying to say is that this new version 8 with Veeam ONE version 12.2, it has resolved this problem. As you can see, I'm doing some restores here while I'm talking, because the combination of these two products, Veeam Backup for Microsoft 365 version 8 and Veeam ONE version 12.2, now we have a proper restore operator activity functionality, right? So I'm just triggering some restores here from my account, as you can see. Yeah, well, normal stuff about VMware, vCenter. You see some PayPal notifications over here. Nothing crazy. Let's see, what else do I have here? Maybe from this folder called Veeam, which I have a lot of emails here regarding policies that I receive from different. This is from the Veeam Backup for AWS, for example. Let's go. Okay, so you see that what I'm doing here is multiple restores. So even when you click view on the email and then it opens on a small pop-up, that is still considered as a restore activity, of course, because you are just the operator is seeing private data, right? The confidential data. So that is here's the new dashboard, the Veeam Backup for Microsoft 365 Security and Audit Overview, and this is how good this looks. So 6 widgets over here. We can change from sessions to objects, just in case that it's good for you to see that in the case that you have multiple restore operators triggering restores, but maybe you want to see how many objects they have been restoring, right? Same here as well. This is per application type, yes, for you to see which application is the most popular among the restores. Usually, I'm pretty sure it will be Exchange, but sometimes OneDrive or SharePoint, it has some restores by restore type as well. View, a combination of the application and the operators, as you can see over here. We can change it back to objects as well, and then we have as well some restore operators as activity. That's good to see when was the last operator active. And finally, some list of recent restore objects, which of course is going to change according to the different restores you triggered. So look at this dashboard, 6 widgets, all of them built for great visibility. On the NOC, for example, on a NOC system, on a kiosk mode, somewhere else, you can just put it and leave it there and see in real time the restores that have been happening. But that's not all. One of my favorites, of course, is kind of to try to enhance, to boost the functionality that the product Veeam Backup for Microsoft 365 has had all this time, but with the REST API and very rigid. So now this is so open. So you can see you can create alarms. The alarm is being restore activity. Yeah, there you go, restore activity. And on restore activity, you can see that you can select any object type. You can keep all of them if you want, all of the restore types, and you can be very, very granular with what you want right here. So that is very, very, very powerful. You can see severity error, because this is a good example, right? So Jorge de la Cruz can be your CEO, or someone in HR, for example, with very critical confidential data, and you can just create a specific alarm for that person, say that as an error, and then for the rest of the organization, it's just information. So, but anything that it happens on this user, especially the view option, let's trigger it as an error, right? So let's move this up. It has more priority. So if something happens on that user, give me an error, right? An error alarm. And if something else happens on the organization, anything, all the users, SharePoints, OneDrives, just send an information alarm. And of course, you know that the alarms can go to syslog, ServiceNow, emails. So it's very granular per alarm, right? So you can just clone them. And here you go. You see the information, very, very detailed. You see what it has been happening on the entire organization, but you see the errors that those are the view options that it happened on that specific user. So just imagine the power of this functionality on your organization, creating different specific alarms for HR departments, for security departments, maybe again for the chief operations department as well, but not just that, maybe as well just for auditing purposes. We have as well a hard copy of this, meaning PDF, where you can just get this report itself. So you can just save it for those audit purposes that I just mentioned. Let's take a look under Veeam ONE reports. And here, as you can see, we go to Veeam Backup for Microsoft 365. We have the restore operator activity right here. And now we can once again filter by organization. So this is perfect for for enterprises in the case that there are multiple organizations, but especially for service providers. This is fantastic, right? You can create a specific alarm, as we saw before, or a report per specific organization, and then schedule it to send it to the security team on that specific organization. So this is absolutely fantastic. But anyways, you can always, once again, focus on the restore types. I guess that for an audit purposes, right, for compliance as a hard copy, you want to see them all. And you can always focus as well on the application that you want. So now it's current week. No, I don't think so. I think probably I had this during the last 3 months, probably even 2 months. And then by restore operator, restore type or status. I think by restore operator, that's great. So let's see. This report should then take that long. The report has different sections as per usual. So the first page is going to be the great one, right? With the charts, with a great overview. So it has been happening all of these restore operations. By application as well. Everything has been in mail, as you saw it on the video, right? But anyways, let's take a look into the next page. So the next page, it's some sort of trends regarding, for example, by application type with per day itself. On this case, so you can see that it happened here. That number 2. These are, by the way, these are sessions. These are not objects, right? So as you can see, saying here, restore sessions. This is not showing the objects as we mentioned on the dashboard, right? So you can, on the dashboard, you can change by objects itself, but on the report, it's just sessions that the restore operator has been performing. Now, the final page, this is the best, right? So you can keep this as an audit. An auditor will be extremely happy to see this level of granularity. What happened, like in this case, for example, it has been the initiator, Jorge de la Cruz administrator. I've done it through the VB365 itself, as you can see. It's telling you the IP here. And this is important because we are even tracking the IP of this restore operator in the case that is using remote explorers, which is usually like probably the recommended way of triggering restores anyways, right? With the remote console accessing the server, or even the restore operator portal, the HTML portal. Here we are going to see something different, right? So that is very, very nice to see. Probably the first time that we see or across reports, right? The source of the restore operation itself, right? As an IP level. So then the start time, the restore type, once again, look at the detail, the source path. So everything happened in inbox, but it happened as well, some stuff in the Veeam folder itself. And look at this. This is very interesting, right? Because it has 0 bytes, which you might think like, why are we even showing this? Because this is the expand of the inbox folder. You remember that I just open on the Explorer itself. The first is just it lists the whole folders on the left, but then when you click on one folder, and then it lists all of the items, all of the mails, we consider that extremely critical already, and that's why it appears here, because you are seeing already when you are expanding any folder, you are seeing the content, the emails that they are, with the subject, with the from whom, and then to, and so on and so forth. So that is already critical private data that we trigger here, that we audit here. And of course, it's very important, right? And then later on, yes, you can view the emails, you can restore the emails, export them, as you see over here, right? I save some, I view another one, and then I restore another one. But again, I went into the Veeam folder and I expanded, right? I just wanted to see all of the list of mails that they are there, but that's super critical. So it appears here like this. Maybe in the future this might change, but for now this is good that it appears like this. Extremely good. So these are two sessions that I perform. You see they're very different, right? So one happened here and another happened here. It detects the different sessions as soon as you close the Explorer. That session is already sealed, right? So we know what happened on that session, and that is why here are two different sessions, right? One, I opened the Explorer, trigger some restores, and then I close the Explorer. I went again and triggered some other restores, and as you can see, everything appears just here. So if you are restoring SharePoint, OneDrives, any Teams, anything is going to appear on this single report. And from here, as I mentioned, you're happy with all of this, with your organization, blah, 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 right? From here, it's as easy as you save it to, and then you can put here like organization one, right? And now let's go to my report. So now I have a specific restore operator activity for that organization with absolutely everything, well, for the last X time. And from here, what you can do is you can clone it, you can move it, you can share it as well. And you can, of course, always go and schedule it, right? So you can schedule this and then, okay, send this every 24 hours, and then even save it to a folder, but just send it by email in PDF, hard copy, to organization one admin at microsoft.com, right? This is the beauty, as I mentioned, getting hard copies on different organizations. They do not need to access absolutely anything. They can just go and access and get the report on PDF on their inboxes as well, because this is something that not many people know. Dashboards, right? We have this dashboard. It's great. It's beautiful, right? But now we can just go and edit by organization the dashboard itself once again. So you just go here. I just have one, but imagine you as a service provider, uh, you can just select the ones that you want, apply that one, you finish, and then you go here, and then you do it across all of the across all of the widgets. And the beauty of this, just imagine I changed all of them, right? Probably there is no data now because this was a bit on the yeah, there you go. Let's change this so you can see what I'm talking about, because now it looks a bit now it looks a bit ugly. Okay. Okay, yeah, some data there, and then some data here. Anyways, okay, let's see. Now I have a bit more data. Okay, let's change that this last one, and then we are going to I'm going to show you the final trick, right? So you're super happy with this dashboard. It has all the information that you want for that specific organization. Again, in the case that you're a service provider, you click here, share. You may need a link access, and then with this link, what's going to happen is that you can send it to that specific organization, and as long as they have access, of course, to the port 1239 and so on and so forth, they are going to see the dashboard of what happened on their environment without any user password. They just go here and see what is been happening, the restores, who has been triggering, and so on and so forth, right? Very, very powerful, if you ask me. At the same time, not as granular as the report because that has more private information, but this is a great example of what you can get out of a Veeam ONE. So that is everything. We have covered the great functionality that this is. We have covered the dashboard at the beginning and at the end. We have covered the alarms that are very, very important to trigger real-time alarms when something is happening on a specific item on Microsoft 365, right? Object. So Exchange, OneDrive, SharePoint, and so on, and Teams. And then we cover the report, which is very important for auditing and compliance purposes. And I just wanted to show you at the end kind of some sort of the service provider functionality that you can easily get out of this release. So I'm extremely happy because there's no more APIs that I need to use out of Grafana and then thinking that what's happening is going to change in the future. It was great, but at the same time I couldn't filter much, and to be honest it's a bit of pain, require an extra script to download data. This is much better. This is much feature rich in terms of getting the real-time alarms, getting the PDF report. This is absolutely top notch. So let me know what you think about this functionality, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your comments, your feedback about this. And if you are going to use it or you are already using it, please leave here some comments, and then let's discuss. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in another videos. Thanks. Bye.